which you can see he is. Where is it? There it is. Which I didn't know he had a third base, actually, now that I look back on it. It just never came into play, as you'll see later. But yeah, he's moving up, and what do I have? I have a ton of Ultralisks and Roaches. Now you can see, he didn't see his tank, so the Ultralisks are just beefing their way through. Now this Ultralisk is getting pretty darn low, but I bring my Queen up to the high ground to help attack the tanks a little bit, and I transfuse my Ultralisk over here to keep him up in the fight, which is extremely helpful, because if he had gone down, this Ultralisk would have gone down. And now I cleaned that up perfectly. And suddenly my Ultralisks with their 5 armor, my favorite unit in the game, just won the game for me. And now you can see at this point, hold on, how much time's left? A lot of time. At this point, he has unsieged tanks, and I should be able to beef my way in here if I do it correctly. And at this point you can see that he's actually gained up on me in the economic part of the game, which, as you can see, I have 38 drones to his 32 SCVs, but you can see here, I'm bringing my men forward, and I'm focus firing the bunker once again, and I'm bringing the Ultras in here to take down the tanks, which they're doing. The Roaches have now made their way in. Sassy signal goes down with the 2 Thors here. And I'm reading what's on the production tab. No one is producing anything. We're all focusing on our micro at this point. And look at this. He's holding it off. He's bringing all of his SCVs off to repair the Thor. And look at that. The only amount of money that I had was to build this hatchery, which I needed desperately, and these Roaches. And he held that off. Oh, I'm still attacking up here. I forgot that I rallied drones up there. Sorry guys, this isn't a high-level replay. I know it's really kind of pathetic, actually. But, you know, I hope you guys can just learn something from these. And I learned something from these, and I enjoy casting them with you guys, because, you know, I think it's fun. If I really had to, I could mine out the mineral patches over here. So you see at this point, he's getting a planetary fortress over here, which is smart. Typically, Terran for their third base should always get their the third base should always be a planetary fortress. And I believe the reason why I smiley face is because he scanned me, or just because I lost. And so yeah, I'm just making a smiley face, and I'm just like, you know what, you're a good player. There are actually several moments in this game where I was considering GGing, and actually losing after that losing that battle was a main time, you know. That was a time where I was like, oh crud. Still haven't discovered these infestors. What? What? And there's a drop going down over here. I pull all my drones off the line because I know that I need this expansion. At a few drone losses, I can just recruit. I'm just losing a lot of drones. They're not really even attacking. Thankfully, my Roaches have come over here, and they're going to clean it up. Cool. And now I'm actually looking at the minimap. I see. And look at that. He just drops over here again. I don't understand it. I do, however, snipe two Marines. I see he's heading over here, and I'm like, okay, well, he's probably going to attack my main base, probably try to snipe my pool. Okay, so I move my Queen over, and I'm just like, screw it, I'm going to kill your medevac. And at this point, I do bring my... I'm not moving my Roaches over yet, which actually might have saved my Queen, because my Queen does end up getting sniped. If I move my Roaches over more quickly... Yeah, I know, I'm just sitting there watching my Queen at this point. Okay, there we go, moving the Roaches over. Queen is almost dead. Wish she could transfuse herself. Where's she going? The aggro on the Queen, I didn't microwave very well. I should have brought these guys down to come attack. As you can see, I'm really not that good of a player. Yeah, this is really bad. But at this point, I do have my expansion up, and what's my income tab look like? It's back up to par with what he has, which I needed so much. Sorry guys, I'm scratching my chin. I believe okay, he does actually have more harvests than I do. He's been working on it. He's also had this base up a long time, and I've barely had this base up. I am mining from all geysers, however, which is very good. And now, what do we have on the production tab? 1 Ultralisk, 7 drones, and I need those drones over here, and I realize that, and I'm bringing them down. And plus 1 attack. He got a nuke, really? That could have been bad. And at this point, if you guys look down here at the timer, it's 37 minutes. My opponent now finally throwing down a tech lab. The Sparrow is still having nothing on it. And just now getting Terran vehicle weapons level 1. Whereas he's going against 3 armor, 5 armor on my Ultralisks, and soon to be 1 man attack. And I finally discovered these infestors, set them to hotkey 6, which is always my harassment unit. If I do Terran, I set my Hellions to 6, and, you know, infestors that. And I really don't play Protoss. I really don't play Terran either. When I play Protoss, I really don't harass. Sorry guys, I cracked my back. My voice sounded kind of funny there. So at this point, I have a bit of a threatening army. But his army is a lot scarier, in my opinion. Even with my Ultralisks being so well upgraded at one point, or my Ultralisk, I mean, it's still not going to be good. And there we go, you can see he scans me. I'm not sure why he's scanning me at this point. He kind of knows everything I'm going. At this point, I smiley face because I do actually see him scanning. And I'm going to drop that. Alright, now I'm just building more roaches because I know this attack's going to be inevitable. I'm claiming my 4th base because I knew that these mineral patches were not going to last much longer, even though this one actually would. So I'm taking this base and I'm like, okay, if he's really going to push this a lot longer, then you know what? Let's do it. And he was going to nuke me. That's kind of funny. I never actually scouted that. I never sent in a change. Well, I did send in a changeling. Sorry. I just sucked at using it. And at this point, he really hasn't built in his wall off, and uh-oh, he's moving out. I don't know this is coming. I don't have any of the watchtowers. And he's moving out. This army is actually, if he uses Stimpak on his Marines correctly and positions the Thors and Siege Tanks correctly, that army's terrifying. But you can see at the same time, uh-oh, I'm moving out as well. Because I'm basically, at this point, like, screw it, I'm moving in. And where are my infestors? Okay, they're moving up behind to lay down some phone growth. And here we go. Our armies are about to clash. And I move in. Those roaches, I'm having them... He stims his Marines, does a lot of damage. And at this point, I'm like, okay, I need to focus on the Siege Tanks, which I'm starting to do. My Ultralisks get caught in the back, which is horrible. However, I believe I have enough roaches here with enough armor to be able to take them down. So here we go. Looks like I should be able to clean that up, especially with the extra roaches coming in here. And now it is 121 supply at 93, and that's a huge detriment. And now my Ultralisk is finally getting in there. Alright, and I basically decided, and I finally got my infestors in there. What's the income tab like now? Basically even. So yeah, it's been a really bad game for me, but you know what? I'm now in his main base, chopping away at his workers where I should have been the entire game. He's bringing down a Thor. He's a Siege Tank in position. But at this point, I have so many roaches, it doesn't even matter. He's getting out that one ghost, which, you know, if he could lay down a defensive nuke, I probably would never have noticed it. Just saying. Considering how, just my opinion of myself, considering how inattentive I am. Now at this point, I'm just ignoring the Banshee, getting out some Hydras, but you know, at this point, it's really not that big of a deal. Because that Banshee in the end is really nothing. I'm taking down his natural expansion. He's actually laid down a lot of expansions over here. He's just basically going into Eternal mode, which Terran does best. Henry says, heck of a GG. Sorry, I'm not saying that word. And I say, GG, well played, and I actually meant it. Yeah, there you go, and I mean it. And he says, congrats, and then I say, really well played, and he leaves the game. Now, I do just want to point out, guys, I don't just cast the games that I win, okay? I know I've done that so far, but if I lose a game and I feel that it's epic, which most games that I lose are not like this, they're like me getting Ling Rushed, or if you can learn something from it, I'm very much going to cast it. Which I do have a ZVZ, that's a Zerg versus Zerg, in case you guys don't know what that means. At some point that I want to cast, because I think that'd actually be a really fun game that you guys can learn a lot from, or actually lose. So, yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed playing this game. I know it really sucked, and again, I apologize, guys. This is Gold League. I'm ranked 22 gold, okay? I'm really not that good. Alright, guys, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Alright, bye.